purpose of Urban Tech is to close the digital divide in urban schools and communities. And so I had an opportunity to attend a demo day at the T-Mobile campus using virtual reality to do a surgery. And so I immediately went to work with the idea of virtual reality in healthcare.
First, I just thought it sounded pretty cool. The first thing I thought of when I thought VR, I thought I'd be coding a VR game, no matter what. And so that's basically all I had coming into it.
We'd never been previously given an opportunity to do all this VR stuff, coding. It was coming in more from the side of healthcare, since I'd been taking a lot more health classes and stuff. I'd never really been introduced to the coding.
With my research and clinical skills class, this being the first year that I taught it, it didn't necessarily have a set curriculum. So I knew that I could take this program, adapt it or change it a little bit, and it would benefit my classes exponentially.
The virtual reality in healthcare program is an opportunity for high school students to learn the Unity programming language. Unity programming language is the coding that's used for the virtual reality platform. I just came up with the problem statement saying, hey, why don't you guys, the students, identify what is a health concern for your age group, 13 through 18, that you would like to identify and then present on.
A lot of the programming that I've done has been in gaming. It was a little different because usually games are just for enjoyment, but I had the biggest idea already of what the biggest problem was, which is mental health.
You kind of set expectations oh, I want it to look like this, and people be able to interact with this. But then you're hit with all right, but you're gonna have to learn how to code all that, make sure it works properly, figure that out, and then shift it onto the VR scenes.
So we had to learn about basics of coding, and I mean super basics of coding. And so anytime we hit a roadblock, we would go back through what kind of steps do we need to understand about whether or not this is even compatible to begin with. And as we went further and further into the project, they were able to go through and do all their checks. And when they couldn't find the solution through those checks, that's when we would work together, do a little Google deep diving, ask some experts, find some forums, and try to resolve those issues.
Just seeing the whole process of the students getting engaged, doing the research, especially identifying the problems that they identified, they really got into the solutions and then what information from the problem actually needed to be presented.
When I saw what it could look like, it gave me a great idea on how I would actually show it off, or how it could even advance further than just a prototype that I showcased. It was awesome.
It was kind of fun at times seeing how whatever code you put in actually makes something on your screen move and stuff. I think it even broadens my opportunities because coding is a very big career field right now, especially, and I feel it's definitely something I want to work more towards.